Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I am doing another modification. I'm putting on a front splitter onto the XR8. So here's the splitter here, guys, and you know, man, this thing is pretty sweet. Like, it's full proper plexiglass, like it's even quite thick. Got a decent weight to it, and yeah, I think it's gonna look really nice. Now, let me get out of the way. Now, it's from a company called iScrape, I believe they're called, from Melbourne. They even got like a t-shirt and stuff they send when you order one of these. So I actually bought this. This isn't any like paid promotion or anything. I just thought it would look really cool. I saw them having it on a BA. And yeah, they basically have one for any kind of car you got. So make sure you check them out. I will leave a link in the description below. It cost me about $300 for this, but I think it's going to be a really nice look. Now, there is a bit of construction going on next door, so I do apologize if there is some noise. But anyways, let's go into the garage, jack up the XR8, and fit this front splitter. Alright, so now that we've jacked up the car, just gonna take this sponge and we're just gonna clean all under here, just remove any sort of dirt and grime, just so that's kind of a smoother surface so that we can screw into the bottom of the bumper here. So let's go wash this, get some water on it. So now that we've given it a bit of a clean under there, just gonna run this down, measure up the center. So there's even a bit of a corner, if you like, here that kind of marks the center for me. So mark the center of the ute, mark the center of this. Pencil in some drill holes. And we're gonna have to drill into the bumper, each one of these. Just a 6.5 mil drill bit. So, all right, so we're gonna have to take the actual skid plate off the stock one, just because we're gonna have to tighten up the bolts underneath the bumper, and the only way to get to it is actually take that off. So, just gonna get the attachment on now. So, as you can see, this is gonna have to come off because when we put this on, we've got to tighten up the bolts. So we'll have to go underneath the bumper to be able to tighten them up. So we'll obviously have to get this all sorted and then see if this goes back on, or maybe just leave it off. I don't know yet. Alright, so I've jacked up the splitter with, just my jack stand and a bit of timber and stuff, just so it's sort of in where it would sit naturally. And this is sort of how I've measured it. So got it roughly where I want, and then I've just gone, okay, you know, that's 50 mil just about. On the corner here, it's just about 70 mil. And I'm just checking on the other side as well. It's about 70. And that is 50. That should be pretty much where it should sit nicely. So now all I'm gonna do is take the drill bit, drill all the holes into the bumper, and then once that's on, I can just start attaching it, and then it should come on correct. Let's hope. All right, so I've got it roughly in place. I've got some of the bolts in. The front bolts are a bit different as they've got spacers, so just gonna tighten up the bolts that I have in already. Just got a ratchet and just put the Allen key bit in the drill, so just gonna nip them up so that they're solid and I can get rid of this jack, and then I should just be able to slide the spacers in, do up the front, and theoretically we should be done. So just gonna do that now, and yeah, wish me luck. So we've got two spaces here. Two go on this side, two go on this side. And that supports the little lip that's in the middle here. So I'm assuming they go this way, just so they're a bit less visible. Now, just bringing you under here, just so you know sort of what you're going to see. This is basically where you just push the holes in, and you've got to try and jimmy your hand in between here to just screw them in. It's sort of the same all along here. You got to get in sort of behind this piece, and yeah, it's pretty tight under here, but I mean, you know, if you got a bigger jack or something, it's not that bad. So I'm just going to tighten this up. Let's just have a look. So that is with the splitter, and now this splitter, it does stick out quite a lot. I will say, I probably would have preferred it if it was pushed back a little bit more, just because, yeah, you can kind of see these as well if you look down. But once I think the car's on the ground, I don't think you'll really see them. But you've just got to be careful when you have this, because you don't want this to be too far back and be close to hitting the wheel, especially once this goes down. But yeah, it's definitely big. But I think it looks pretty sweet, actually. See, we'll have to see what it looks like when it's dropped. It looks a little bit funny in the air right now, but I'll just put in the skid plate back in. I'll see if I can get that back in. Whether or not it'll fit, I'll try and get that back in now. All right, cleaned it all up. All the bolts are back in. The skid plate, see it there, is also back in. So I'm just gonna lift the car back up, take the stands out, and just see how this thing actually sits. So this should be cool. All right, so dropped it back down. I gotta say, it does look pretty good. I'm really liking it. So it definitely does stick out quite a lot. So, you know, you've got like, you know, basically your index finger is coming off the front end, but I don't know, I think it's kind of a menacing look. It's probably definitely not everyone's cup of tea on this channel, I know, but I am still got JDM roots, and this really adds to my fancy, I think. So, and it looks like I've got it pretty even. So It looks pretty even all around, so I think I've done a pretty good job of that. But yeah, I think especially once I get the suspension done on this thing, have it a little bit lower all around. Fitment's going to be on point soon as well, hopefully, once I get the suspension done. Figure out what I'm going to do with the rear here with either a bigger wheel or just a bigger tread of a tire. Going to lower it down here possibly as well. But, you know, for a cheap, easy mod, I think they do look pretty cool. Now, I will probably say they would look a little bit, they probably look better on the sedans, especially because you can get the kit that goes all the way down the sides and at the rear. So if you've got a BA, BF sedan, even an FG, they do basically any car, I told you. Yeah, iScrape, I believe they're called. A link will be in the description. Yeah, have a look. They've got literally every kind of car. Construction. Now, the only issue I was having, because I was trying to actually push this back probably another 10, 15 mil before I actually screwed this in. But the first bolt I put in, the problem with that was where the hole is at the bottom here. I don't know if you can see that, but when you drill that hole through and then you go and try and put the actual bolt in, you kind of get stuck on this corner because it drills sort of right to where your fender guard wheel housing is, right here. And so you'll drill into it, and then there's actually like no room to get the washer and the nut on. So you're actually kind of forced to push it up a bit. So yeah, I mean, that's it. I think I'm gonna have to get used to this. It does look a little bit, it does look like it's way out, but that's the way it is, eh? That's the way they come. Love it or hate it. But yeah, I'm still undecided. I think I gotta give it a good wash and have another good look at it. It's hard to see really in this garage and it's dirty, so I'll give it a wash. I'll put I'll put a poll up as well. So I want you guys to vote. Put it down in the comments. Do you think this is probably a mistake to put on, or do you guys actually really like it? I think it looks rad. I do think it's pretty cool. I just think it is sticking out a little bit too far forward at the moment, the way it is, but yeah, I'll see what I can do. I might adjust it later on once I have a good look at it and sort of get used to it. I'll see if I want to change it. But yeah, let me know, see what you guys think. I know a lot of you guys will hate it, I'm sure. But anyways, super simple mod. Like again, link's gonna be in the description if any of you guys want to buy one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If so, please remember to hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you're new here, and we'll see you on that next video.